Louise. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for hopping on tonight's team call. First off, I wanted to apologize and thank each and every one of you. I know our team calls are usually on Tuesday nights, but because I was with a girlfriend in the hospital yesterday, yes, everything is okay, but because I have the luxury of being a stay-at-home full-time coach, I was able to be there for her. So thank you for being flexible and hopping on tonight's team call, even though it's a different night of the week. And thank you for watching a recording when you normally wouldn't watch it. I want to let you guys know, for those of you that are watching the recording and those of you that are on live, Zoom has made this new update where you have to accept, like I literally have to physically accept every single person hopping in here. So I'm going to try not to get distracted in the middle of my call. Because at the bottom of the screen it says admit or keep in waiting room, and I don't want to keep anyone in this so-called Zoom waiting room. I don't know what's going on. So with that said, I hope you guys can bear with me because y'all know that I get easily distracted. So maybe you guys could just keep me on my toes and refresh my memory if that happens. So let's talk tonight. So tonight, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm totally winging it tonight. There's no bullet points because tonight's kind of like a tough love. I got my girl Brandy on. My girl Kelly is also going to be hopping on. They're actually going to be joining us very shortly from a different team. And so I invited Kelly and she invited Brandy to hop on tonight to join us. I said, I want you guys to get to know what you're jumping into. I mean, me and Kelly know each other, but just give them a little taste about what we are as Unstoppable Misfits and who they get to be a part of the family with. So with that said, as you guys know, I went on the Success Club cruise last week, and it was phenomenal. You guys, being able to get away from, you know, the bills and the dogs. I mean, I love my fur babies, but let's be honest, I do not like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take them potty. So being able to do all the things and see all the things and all this stuff and be there with my family, it was remarkable. And for those of you that subscribe to the newsletter, you guys would have seen that I said it was phenomenal. The sunshine, the pina coladas, like everything was perfect. But the only thing that was missing was you guys. And like I was sitting there with Dana and I'm sitting with Andrea and like all these girls, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I want more of my team here. I want more of my girls, you know, sitting on the next to me by the pool. I want to be able to spend time with their family, to get to know their kids. I know, like, I know this is a little side note, but Christine's son and my son are the same ages. And the whole time I was just sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, these boys would be like, they play Xbox together, but they're like also 3,000 miles away from each other. But I'm like thinking these boys would be having so much fun playing in the pool, playing putt-putt golf together or whatever. And I'm just sitting there like, how can I get more of my girls there next year? I want to be in Punta Cana next year with you guys. So it kind of led me to get on this call tonight and kind of talk a little bit, not so much tough love, but more of a motivational, quick, swift kick in the ass. Quick, swift, I don't know what I'm saying. But I just wanted to hop on and say, you know, like, do what I do best. And that's what I'm getting with you tonight. So hopefully my son doesn't charge me for every colorful word that comes out of my mouth, because you guys know when I get on it and colorful words fly out. So we'll see if I'm charged $5 or $10 tonight. Yeah, and then I never give you the money. But then I take you on cruises and I buy you stuff. So we're even. Yes, he's in the peanut gallery as usual. So with that said, the title of this call was Where You Want to Be and How You're Going to Get There. So I'm reading Girl, Stop Apologizing. Anyone reading that book or anyone read that book? Okay, I don't know about you guys, but Rachel Hollis is like my spirit animal. I freaking love this woman to death. Like, if I wasn't a Beachbody coach, I would sign up to be a Beachbody coach just to go to Summit to see her speak. Like, this woman is freaking phenomenal. She tells it like it is. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. I mean, she's real. And, you know, she talks a lot about how we, like, whether it's in her podcast or her book or whatever, she talks a lot about how people make these goals, right? They make these dreams. They dream these big things. They want this house. They want to get out of debt. They want to lose this weight. They want to do this. They want to do that. But the actions behind it usually don't align with their actual goals, right? Like, how many of you guys have decided, like, oh, I'm going to save up $500 this month, or I'm going to lose 10 pounds, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. But then your day-to-day actions don't usually add up. Or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they add up. Come Thursday, Friday, they start getting a little wonky. And then Saturday, all those actions go out the window. Sunday, all those actions go out the window. Monday, you feel like you're having to start all over again, right? You guys, why do we do that to ourselves? All we're doing is we're overwhelming ourselves. We're getting discouraged because we're not consistent in our actions to get to where we want to be. So when we're sitting here and we're like giving it all, and then we're like, well, why am I not making progress? Why is my waistline not shrinking? Why is my bank account not growing? Why is my team not growing? Why am I not earning a trip to Punta Cana? Why are all these things not happening? Well, honestly, it's because you're giving 50%. Like, if I'm being frank, I'm being frank. I could sit there and step on the scale and be like, why am I not losing weight? Bitch, put down the chocolate cake. That's why you're not losing weight. Okay, that's me saying it to myself. It's Shark Week, so I'm allowed to eat chocolate cake, or at least I say that to myself. Like, it's allowed once a month, whatever. But I could sit, $1, okay, I get it. But I could sit there and be like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? It's because I could look at my action steps that I'm creating during the day, or that I'm doing during the day. Do they align with what I'm saying? You guys know that if you guys follow me on social media, you guys know that I am a strict Miracle Morning routine person. I do my personal development. I write my monthly goals, like in present tense. I write my gratitude, and I write my words of affirmation. Now, my goals, I sit there and I write them every morning, simply for the fact that when I write my goals, I'm thinking about my goals in my head. And then when I'm thinking about them in the morning, I'm thinking, what kind of things do I need to get done today so I can achieve these things? It's not like I put my goals down and I close my book and I don't look at them until the very next week or the very next month. Like, I'm looking at these things every single day. And the thing is, I know we have a life, you guys. I'm not asking you to eat, breathe, sleep, Beachbody. I'm not asking you to eat, sleep, breathe, coaching. What I'm asking you is making sure that you are intentional with your actions that you do every single day to get you to where you want to be. And I don't care what that is, because I did not ask you to sign up as a Beachbody coach for my goals, for my dreams. You guys have your own reasoning why you signed up as a Beachbody coach, right? You guys all have your own hopes, your own dreams, your own goals that you want to reach. And all you got to do is be intentional about the actions that you take every single day. And honestly, the first thing that you need to do is get your head right. Because how many of you guys are like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to get on that Success Club trip wait list because I'm not going to be able to help that many people to get off of it. Limited mindset right there. You have limiting beliefs because your lack of personal growth. And that's okay, because we've all been there, you guys. We've all been there. I will tell you first off that I was a person that refused to read personal development when I first signed up as a coach, because self-help to me meant there was something wrong with me. Well, that's kind of funny, because technically there's something wrong with all of us. Not wrong with us, but we all have room of improvement. We all have room for growth, right? So that was just my negative mindset saying, you know what, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need personal development. I really wish that when I was 16 years old or even younger, that they instilled personal growth into us at a younger age, because God knows where we would be. Yes, women would be rocking the world. We'd be ruling the world. We wouldn't have all this self-esteem issues and this limiting beliefs and this lack of mindset. We'd be soaring. We'd be flying. But the thing is, like, I know my girls, when they get on a Marco with me or they get on a call with me and they're like, I'm having a shitty day and this happened and I haven't worked out in 3 days and blah, blah, blah. What's my first question? Are you reading personal development? Dana laughed because she's like, shit. Yeah, she said, are you reading personal development? That's huge, because that will tell you, that will help you. My peanut gallery, he's telling me all about Fortnite right now. If any of you guys have kids that play this game, please help me. But when you're reading personal development, it helps you with your mindset. It helps you, like when we lift weights, we want to get physically stronger, right? Well, when you're reading personal development, it helps you get mentally stronger to where you don't knock yourself down a peg or two because you didn't get a full power hour in, or because you look at this big plethora of lists that's for the wait list of the Success Club trip next year, and you're like, oh, I can't beat all those people to get trip dollars or however the wait list works. It's not like that. When you read personal development, you're opening your mind, you're opening your heart to experiencing new things. The truth is. And then when you start thinking like, oh yeah, you know what? I can do this. You know what? I am capable of this. You know what? I do believe in myself. Then you start trying to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Am I right? Because let's think back to where personal development did not exist in our life. Would we have taken the chances that we take now back then? Hell no. Hell no. Way back when I first signed up as a coach, I weighed 201 pounds. I was halfway through my fitness journey. I had no self-esteem. The last thing I ever wanted to do was not show up on social media that didn't look perfect, which meant no selfies ever because I felt overweight. I was unhealthy. I was nowhere near the way that I thought I needed to portray myself. I wouldn't have showed up on social media. I wasn't doing Dance Revolution workout videos on, any of my social media platforms. I wasn't lip singing. I wasn't my confident self on social media because in my mind, I was like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody likes me. No one wants to sign up with me. I'm nowhere near my goal. Why would anyone trust me to get them to their goal? It was lack of personal growth. It was a limited mindset. And we all have gone through that. And I know we all have our ups and downs. You guys, it's like a roller coaster. Our business, our health, our mindset, it's all a roller coaster. But we have to be flexible enough to roll with it. So when you start going on that downward slope, you're like, okay, well, what things can I adjust right now? What things are I in control of? Because there's things that we're not in control of, and we have to let that shit go, right? Do I have any control freaks up in here? I'm a control freak. I am party planning committee party of one. Like, you cannot be on my committee because I don't think you'll hang those streamers as well as I can. That's my OCD crazy streamer tendencies. Okay. I'm not even kidding you. This is very shameful thing I have to admit right now, but I'm serious. Like, I have control issues. And sometimes I'm like, well, I just gave that person a compliment. Why didn't they say thank you? Control issues. Oh, well, I did this for them. How come they haven't done anything back for me? Oh, control issues. I'm eating all the greens, all the veggies, drinking all the water. Why isn't my scale going down? Control issues. Like, there's all these different things. I'm recruiting all these coaches. How come my coaches aren't recruiting all these coaches? Control issues. There's all these things where we have no control over, but yet we focus so much energy on. Imagine if you could focus energy on the things you have control over and where it would get you, right? Like, how many of you guys are like, okay, I've been on this wagon before. I got great results with the program before. Took it a little time off, or maybe you were half-assed or hybriding it or whatever you want to do. And then you jump into a program and you're focused. And the first week you're like, oh my God, I lost 3 pounds, or oh my gosh, I'm down a pant size, or oh my gosh, whatever that small success is. And you feel so good because you're focused. You're focused on the things that you can control instead of like, oh, well, back when I did Turbo Fire, I lost this, or back when I was doing this, or now this is happening, or I'm in a smaller place, or my Nike shoes need new shoelaces, or, all these other excuses that we tend to give ourselves. But then when we sit there and we focus, just like when you sit there and you focus on your power hour, I don't care if you have a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour in the evening, or a whole hour designated that you could focus on your business. But when you do, you actually are productive. Like, I'm not talking about like sitting there with your kid right here and you're talking to him and you're helping him with your homework and you're trying to return messages. That's half-assing your entire life. When you half-ass, you don't get anything done productively. I don't care if you're like, oh, I'm the best multitasker ever. That's not possible. You cannot multitask, you guys. You can't. If you say, oh, I could listen to team calls while I'm folding clothes, Either you're going to fold your towels wrong, you're going to put them away in like the underwear drawer, I don't know, or you're going to miss a bunch of stuff. If you say that you can return messages while you're grocery shopping, bull, because you're not giving your people undivided attention, which they deserve. So when you sit there and you're like, oh, well, I could squeeze in 15 minutes while I'm cooking dinner, that's awesome, but make sure it's focus time. Make sure that you have no distractions. And you guys, it's so important, just like you schedule your workouts, to schedule your work hours, because it's so easy to procrastinate because we don't have bosses to be like, okay, well, Dana, you didn't turn in your Success Club system tracker this week. What's going on? Or, okay, Tracy, you need to turn in this, or how many Success Club points you have, or how many people have you helped. You don't have someone to be that. And you guys know me. I'm not a micromanager. I'm not going to be banging down your door every Wednesday night and be like, okay, girl, you active today? What's going on? That's not how we roll, right? We have to show up for ourselves because we became a coach for a reason. I know it wasn't to earn a Success Club trip, but shit, that's a freaking awesome bonus, yeah? To hang out with all these babes, yeah, that's a freaking bonus. But we became a coach because we wanted to be a better version of ourselves, because we wanted to be happier. We wanted to be healthier. We wanted to be financially stable, yeah? And we wanted to help other people do the same thing. But we can't help other people do the same thing if we half-ass show up. If we show up halfway through the week. If we show up the first part of the month. If we only show up 15 minutes here and then take 2 weeks off and then show up 15 minutes there. If something is important to you, you will make time. Period. Point blank. We all know that if our kid had a concert that he was singing at school and we had everything in the world coming down on us, we'd make time to show up for that concert, right? If you had a girlfriend that needed to go to the hospital because her husband was at work and couldn't get a hold of him, you would make time to go pick her up, to take her to the hospital. Am I right? If things are important to you, you will make time. I know that we all have priorities in our lives, whether they're our kids, whether they're our faith, whether they're our health, our relationships, our jobs, whatever it is. You guys wouldn't be here tonight. You wouldn't be watching the recording tonight if this wasn't important to you. And if this is important to you, then you need to be important to you. And you need to show up for yourself every day. If all you can give is reading personal development and working on you every day, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. I even preach to people that have nothing to do with Beachbody to get involved with personal development. I will highlight the shit out of all my books and share that until the sun goes down. I don't care if people just hurry up and swipe past it. I know someone's in there reading those things, right? Because everybody needs personal development up in their life. Just like Chalene Johnson says, everybody needs therapy in their life. This is a version of my therapy, okay? I'm not even kidding you. She says it. She says it. But if something that you can do for yourself every day, read. Listen to personal growth. Follow influential people that make you feel good about yourself, that make you want to level up, that make you want to rise up. Stop following the people that make you compare yourself to them, that make you feel down about yourselves. Follow the people that you want to hang out with, that lift you up, that literally bring you joy when you watch their Instagram story or hear them talk or just read their post. Lean in on people when you're struggling. Lean in and share your goals. Have that accountability. We're all sisters. We're all part of a sisterhood. We're all here to help each other. We're not like every man for themselves. I'm not going to be like, okay, Nicole, well, you're a coach now, so you're on your own, girlfriend. She'd be like, I love you, girl. You're not on your own. But we're all here together. We're all a team. We're all a handpicked family. So when we're having a hard time, when we're struggling with our workouts, when we're struggling with our nutrition, when we can't figure out which way's up, lean in. Don't say, oh, I'm getting off social media. I'm out. I mean, that's fine. Everyone needs to take a social media break. Everyone needs that soul cleansing. But you have my number. You have my email. You have other people's emails and phone numbers and ways to connect to other people. You have to lean in instead of segregating yourself. Because when we do, we end up getting in a bad headspace. Am I right? And then it's harder to get yourself out of that. So, moral of the story is read personal development. No, I'm just kidding. But the moral of the story is be intentional about what it is that you want to achieve. Be intentional about your daily actions. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Lately, I've been binge watching 2 or 3 episodes of Game of Thrones every night. I'll be honest with you because I'm trying to catch up before, 12 days until it comes back on. I could be spending, those 2 or 3 hours inviting or connecting with other people. I could be. You're right. I could be. But because I'm a full-time coach and because I'm dedicated to working 10 to 3 every single day, Monday through Friday, that's my family time. Not my family time. That's my after baby goes to bedtime and my baby's night. But that's my personal time. Now, if I wasn't working throughout the day, you're damn right, I would dedicate that time for my business. But because I'm a firm believer of separating your personal life and your business life, and it's okay to do when you have focused business time. Don't try to squeeze in your work hours and your personal time. Your family, your loved ones deserves 100% of you. 100% of you. They should not have to share you with anybody. Whether it's Beachbody, whether it's me. Yes, I'm going to even be selfish. I want all of you all the time. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to share you with your family. I'm going to share you with your loved ones. We have friends, we have lives, we have hobbies. Some of us like to crochet or go running or yoga or do all the things. And we have little ones and older ones that go to school and sports and all this stuff. I get it. But I guarantee you there's someone out there twice as busy as you that makes time for what's important. All you got to do is figure out where you have the free time. Figure out where you're wasting time. And like Dana, girlfriend, I'm going to call you out. I don't know if you watched my Marco after I Marcoed you, but me and Dana had this Marco going on. If you guys don't know what Marco is, it's a video messaging app. It's freaking awesome. Get on it because it's badass. And we were talking about like how, we get anxious. Maybe you guys are like this too. You get anxious if you have dishes in your sink or all the laundry's piled up or just something, right? If you guys don't know, I'm going to show you real quick. You are in my office, right? You are in my office. There's my kitchen. Right over all those things is my sink. So when I'm sitting here, I could literally see dirty dishes in my sink. And what happens with my control issues, my OCD, I look over there and I'm like, I'm returning messages and all I could think about is these damn dirty dishes just haunting me, right? So what do? We get up and we clean the dishes and we're like, oh, I forgot this goes here. And then you start cleaning the laundry room. And then, oh my gosh, this goes in the kids' room. And oh my gosh, the kids' room's a mess. And oh my gosh, he has dirty clothes and I got to do laundry again. And you're just all over the place. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, and for those of you that live with another adult, whether it's a man or woman, your husband, your father, your dad, or your whoever it is, they're not going to like this. But doing the dishes, doing the laundry, doing all that shit is not going to help you reach your goals. If they want to yell at me, send them my way because I will talk to them about it. I will say, ma'am, sir, whoever you are, you need to help out a little bit more at home, okay? So that woman could reach her goals. Okay, that's what I would say, right? But like I told Dana today, I said, if I don't get my dishes done before my son goes to school, I'll do them later. Because I cannot take time away from my business to do something else. That doesn't matter. To me, yes, it's nice to have clean kitchen, but it doesn't matter. If I died today, would those dirty dishes in the sink matter? No, it wouldn't matter. So why waste so much focus on that? Why waste so much time on that? Yes, it's nice to have clean and decluttered house. I get it. But if it doesn't help you reach your goals, if it's not helping you level up, if it's not helping you be better, let it go for now. Give yourself time to get that stuff done. Like if I don't get it done by 8 o'clock in the morning during my morning little thing before I send my son to school, it doesn't get done until I'm done working, period. I don't care if it's wet laundry sitting in the laundry or the what's it, the washing machine? Yeah, washing machine. I don't care if it's wet laundry sitting in the washing machine. It will get done later. So that's that. I had, like I said, I had no bullet points. Luckily, I wasn't distracted by all the weird Zoom issues now that you have to get people out of the waiting room. I don't know what's up with that. That's weird. But I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys tonight about what's been on my heart. You know, like Dana, before you popped on, I was telling everyone the thing that was missing at on the cruise was them, you know, and how I would like to see it was awesome. Like, you know, and yes, the call's over. So if you need to hop off, I understand you can get off. But earlier I was talking to someone and I was like, you know, this is like 7 years ago, before I was a coach. So 7 years ago, 2 months. The only time I ever went on a vacation was my honeymoon to Gage's dad when I was married. The only time I ever went on a vacation. And we had to save and save and save and save. And he even had to pull money out of his 401k. And, you know, growing up as a kid, I'm going to get a little emotional, so bear with me. But growing up as a kid, like, we never had money. My dad was the type of guy who was like, damn the man, I'm going to do what I want to do and love what I do. He used to get things out of the free column and fix them up and sell them. And he tried inventing things, and he was a self-made painter and painted. Anyways, so we never had money, and our family vacations was like going camping. And yes, it was a lot of fun, but I just remembered like having the lack of mentality at such a young age, and hearing of all the fun places that my friends got to go or the things that they used to do. And like, even as a 25-year-old, even as a 30-year-old, I was like, that could never be me, you know? And this year, my 9-year-old son we got him a passport, which is fucking awesome. I didn't get a passport until I was 28, okay? He had a passport. He was able to fly across country, go on a cruise to the Bahamas and Labadee, do all these things that most adults haven't or couldn't do right now. And because of Beachbody, because of something that is so purposeful. You know, this is not just a get rich quick scheme. It's not nails or hair or whatever. It's livelihood. We're changing lives. And because I was dedicated and I had ambition to help change lives last year, I was able to take my son and my man on a trip that they wouldn't have been able to go on otherwise. Now, I don't know about your guys' childhood. I don't know if you had a childhood that was similar to me, or if your parents were able to provide you with all the things that you've ever wanted. But don't you want to help other people do the same thing? Like, even if you didn't have the lack of, don't you want to help other people do the same thing? Because you guys, financial stress is the hardest thing. I mean, it is so freaking hard. It messes with your mind. It messes with your health. It messes with your relationships. So if you have something sitting right in front of you that, yes, you do have control over, wouldn't you want to be intentional with what you do with it?
I used it, and I got killed with it.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Okay, there's a chat in here. Thank you. This is exactly where I'm at right now. I needed to hear all of this. Oh, you're welcome, Melissa. I'm glad you were able to hop on, even with your babe. Yeah, of course.
I think that's a lot. I was trying to explain to somebody too. We met in person for the first time today, and she was just talking, and she was like, you know, I don't ever like any of your stuff or whatever. I'm not a big social media person. She's like, but I see it. And she's like, you know, finally like somebody relatable and this, that, and the other. And it's like, I mean, she went on to detail, but it really just reminds you like, and she was like, well, what do you do this? Cause she does like another MLM. And she asked me about it, and I was just telling her, and I said, you know, I can honestly say that like, yes, it's health and fitness, but it's not health and fitness. Like, I'm like, it's so much more than that. And I was like, the way that I feel within this community, I've become a better person than I would have never, like you said, personal development. I never would have read a personal development book. I thought that was who. I was like, that would be admitting, like you said, that you had issues or whatever, and which we all do. And so like, I'm like, if I had never done this, I would have never done this and this and this. I said, so really I'm in this just to help other women rediscover who they are, or like find out who they are and be happy and stuff. So I was like, even though it's like health and fitness, because she was like, she doesn't ever see me use Beachbody, and she didn't know like what I did. And I said, well, that's why I don't put that name out there, because people will prejudge what I do instead of get to know me. But like, that's absolutely right. Personal development. And you guys, you have to be in Punta Cana next year. Amazing. That was my favorite place so far.
Punta Cana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Except for the tropical rainstorm. But I'm used to it in the Pacific Northwest. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you for sharing that, Dana. But you're so right. This is like, I know a lot of people say that we're health and fitness, but it's way more than that. It is way more than that. And, you know, like a lot of us Unstoppable Misfits, we talk about how the community is everything. You know, the support, the accountability, the love itself is everything. You know, I know we've all been on our own journey before coming into Beachbody, and that shit was hard by ourselves. You know, when you're struggling, you have no one to lean on. When you want to eat all the cupcakes in the world, no one's like, hey girl, maybe you should put down one of those cupcakes. Or maybe like, and you have no one to share the small successes with either when you're by yourself, because you're afraid to be like, oh, everyone, guess what happened to me? Because you're afraid if you go backwards, people are going to judge you or all these things. And so like having the sisterhood, having this community is huge. It's huge. So I appreciate you guys hopping on tonight. Next week, I promise you will be on Tuesday night, our normal team call. Thanks for watching the recording.